What is up, y'all? It is me, Tasha C. And in this review recap, we're doing a movie review, which I have not done in a long time, on a Netflix movie that just came out this past weekend, which is called They Clone Tyrone. And, we might not be talking about exactly the original version about do They Clone Tyrone, but actually she did make a version of Tyrone that you can hear at the end of the credits that actually is meant to talk about the themes, because this is mostly like a comedy / sci-fi movie, black exploitation movie. I know I'm mispronouncing it wrong, but y'all get what I is. But yeah, it was quite a good. It was quite a good movie. Great all-star cast. And we ain't talking about Tyrone Biggums in this one. if y'all know who that is, remember the Chappelle Show. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna do my best to talk about it. And if you want to listen at the end of the review, it will be a little snippet of the Easter eggs of one of the creators, or I think producer, that talks about the Easter eggs from this particular movie. And why they say certain references is like, for example, by Yo, one of the main characters, but I think her name is Tiara Paris. I hope I'm saying the name right, just like Jamie Foxx, John Boyega, Jay Adams Nation, Keith, I can't pronounce his last name, but if you remember 24 Hours, that TV series, I remember a little bit about it. The clock, I think is his name. Yeah, that dude. He was also in there as well too, playing one of the characters. But like I said, it is about mind control. It is about, what I'm saying? It's just about dealing with a bunch of stuff. Experimentation. Now, even though, like I said, the sci-fi, this is my perspective of how I view it. It may not be the same, but like I said, if you want to listen to the whole review recap, like I said, the snippet and this article which I'm reading, which I'm taking out the volume right now, out of it, I will read it, and because like I said, it talks a little bit about maybe what you missed on one of this. But to me, sit back and relax, and we just gonna go ahead with this review. Anyway, this starts off with like a town. They don't specifically give the time. Now, the time could be based on we see a flip-flop. We don't know if this is early 2000s or because since this is a control setting and it's basically like experiments, systematic racism, racism, just, besides experiments and making people into guinea pigs, / clones, this could be considered like, who knows what actually is the real time frame. It could be already in the future, but yet they're using old tech devices to not say have the people that are being watched and experiment on advanced to know what's going on, or being a level where they're not ahead, or they're not the puppeteer with strengths. Okay, so we have the character Fontaine. And Fontaine, wake up. He got, I guess, like a peanut butter PJ sandwich, whatever. He asked his mom, his mom like, no, I'm still full from the fish fry for Josephine, at church or whatever. I'm good. The routine, which never comes out the room, whatever. And so he goes out, and he at the stove, he always getting, again, if y'all notice too, if y'all watch the movie, there's never any water. Is there any water in here? It's always probably either Capri Sun, probably, or some type of malt liquor. Okay. So, Fontaine go in the store. He always gets the scratch off. And this dude named Frog, he always gives a sip in the styrofoam cup, something. And he always says like some phrases. And some of the phrases are also quote considered micros. Like I said, this is / comedy, maybe a little dash action, but it's sci-fi. Okay, so some of the phrases, and also y'all, if y'all ever seen, I liked this movie too, Undercover Brother, which was also like black representation and people and using phrases for mind control. This kind of that reminds me of that too. Okay, but like I said, so Fonte goes in the car, and this dude named what am I talking about? The little dude. We go call him little dude, Junebug, which possibly may not, because they also show a scene, obituary of his young brother who passed away named Ronnie. Okay, that's gonna come in hands later. Junebug, be talking about SpongeBob, and here's the impact, like I said, even of how media, he brings up SpongeBob, and a lot of us probably either knew or even watch or still use certain things with SpongeBob. One of the means or phrases a lot of us be using, besides we have songs that get called Bikini Bottom, or we use, what's the squirrel's name? I don't know, the squirrel with the little astronaut outfit on. But also, y'all, we use certain things like with SpongeBob, like what is the thing? Few moments later, few hours later, 3 days later, but several hours later. It's so many things, that catchphrases that we use from this show to this day. And SpongeBob SquarePants have been out for how many years? But he makes references about, SpongeBob. So he put the dime on one of these boys named Isaac, which is James Fonte's. Hopefully one day I get that man's name right. James Fonte Nelson. Oh Lord, y'all. Pray for me here. But anyways, he's carrying eyes on one of his boys. So he pulls up. The guy I ain't got nothing for you. He pulls up, skirt, around the corner with the donuts. Hits dude, takes his money, whatever. And he's like, basically, Fonte going to answer for that. Now, Fonte, distributes papayas. He distributes papayas. You gotta be careful some of my wording I say here. For papayas. Now, he goes to he plays Slip Charles or Slick, which is Jamie Foxx's character, because John plays Fonte. And we got Yo-Yo, which is Tara's character, and she's talking about crazy money. She was like, what, I'm out of here. I want to, take that midnight train to Georgia, get my behind out of here. Out. Okay, I'm out. Sick of this ish. I'm out of here. Okay, deuces. So, anyways, when she's about to leave, whatever, what happens is Fonte pulls up ready for his Monday. Now, Slick Charles, Slick likes, to ski, ski in the snow sometimes, sometimes he likes to tangle with the white girl, you know what I'm talking about. And anyways, he's there to collect some of this money. He's a little bit short, of the money, okay? He's 4'11" in feet short, okay? And he's like, you can have some of my, girls here or something, whatever, thing. He was saying something about how because he was trying to avoid not answering the door. And all of a sudden, make a long story short, boom, bam, bam, bang. Somehow, it ends up where, Fonte ends up leaving, because Charles making all these excuses and whatever, and he wants his money, ask no questions, give me my money. But like I said, he's a little bit short, and he was like, he wasn't that good last time, so she's whatever, the stroke, we should be keeping out, blah, 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 blah. But John ends up going into his car, whatever. And when he goes, there's some skirt that somebody pull up, because it's not, Isaac, I guess, because like I said, he, took one of his workers earlier. And so, they do a little boom, and it was like, pow, it was like, bang, I'm gonna leave it as that, okay? It was some strange, because you don't kind of see somewhat, but then you see Fonte, he's sitting there like he about to be laid with, chalk, whatever, in his car. And, Isaac didn't pull off. And then really cuts to the next day, almost like some Groundhog Day stuff. Fonte holds on to his shirt, and then it's like the next day is the same thing almost. And the day was like, okay, what just happened here? You know what I mean? He's just like, what's going on, whatever. So he goes, y'all, And we go, I think you go to the next day, because like I said, I think even Yo-Yo was a witness, because she was leaving the motel area, whatever, when this occurred. Because we didn't see no sign, evidence, likely we're going to see it anyway. He ends up, like I said, the next day, like I said, he goes to sleep because he's like, wait a minute, it don't make no sense now. So he kind of somewhat semi a memory, like, wait a minute, something happened. And Slick, next day was one of many people said, like, wait a minute, you were up there, you were about to be put under the grass. You know what I mean? Like, you still breathing? And cause Slick next day is, no, Fontane's next day is like, what is you talking about? And Slick is like, something just ain't right. And Yo-Yo ends up coming back or something like that, cause whatever. And he even gets her to admit, like, yeah, you still breathing? You were supposed to be here. Y'all remember that David Jackson? Nobody supposed to be here. Fontaine wasn't supposed to be here. So he ends up, like I said, they put two together, like, okay, something's not right. If I'm still here, how the hell am I able, you know what I'm saying? Something ain't together. So they end up trying, they decided to go together, and he has them together where it's Yo-Yo and Slick trying to find out what is going on. They find this particular they find a trap house because they, I think, following the SUV, whatever, like they started to put two clues together, like Blue's Clues. And they went to this particular place, and they were able, and they find this elevator. And no, they find the break room first, and then they found the elevator down there. And this particular a white guy who up here is a disrespect towards Bob Ross, who always painted those happy ass little trees, whatever. There's a couple other white dudes that in this film that coincidence have the fro or wannabe fro of Bob Ross, okay? Happy little trees, okay? So it's like, I'm just trying to make it a bucket, and because they've seen some of the stuff, but not everything, that's laid out until like mid and later on in the film. They look around and stuff, and they're just like, what they could able to see, but they know something's going on, but they're able to get out. And around this time, they try to go to the trap house the next day. I think Fonte, some of his boys again. And again, trap house no longer, they move location, whatever. And of course, Fonte is able to tell this information to at least Slick about, man, they moved that, it ain't there no more. And, all of a sudden, we got, I think Brother Sick was like, we need to get something to eat. I need some food. And of course, they got the commercials playing like straighter is better. As if, good hair is better if it's straightened. You got, like I said, this was also a thing in the, thing too about the chicken, because like I said, they weren't being able to get to everything, but Slick had seen some some white substance. He was like, this may not be white, girl, but I sure could snore it. So when he accidentally, the guy that they have gotten, I forgot to mention, Mr. Bootleg Rob, Happy Little Trees Rob Ross, he points gun while they're trying to look around for certain stuff. And when he's on this, it's almost like some type of lapsing stuff. It's laughing gas. So accidentally, boom, bing, pow, the goes off. The sun, I'm gonna say the sun goes off. So it accidentally unalives Mr. Wannabe. I have some black friends roll, and that was also another thing too. Where they had to get out of there when that accident had happened. And so, and also they got, the group is Ruckus, not Rufus, Ruckus. Ruckus, which, when I think of Ruckus, I think about that anti-black, black hating, and, Ruckus, Uncle Ruckus off of Boondocks. But Ruckus, they have this music, which when they were explaining, even before, after they went to go get this hot chicken, combo meal, right? Which we're going to play. Because like I said, when they had ended up by that accident that happened, trying to get answer from Mr. Bootleg Raw Frost ass, the shit happened where Tyrone, when it happened, I mean, not Tyrone, wrong person. That don't come to later on. But Slick accidentally, started laughing. And so when they end up going to the chicken place to get this chicken food, which, is steadily on the screen as well, they end up going ahead and going to the place. And all of a sudden, Fonte, which was not laughing, everybody is just laughing at the laughing at the at the place. And then Slick and them, they started to realize, like, wait a minute, it was like, I was laughing last night. That's how I got that dude. And they end up having, well, first they send Yo-Yo back there to, another bootleg ass brother try to get information, and he ends up getting her a chicken deal. And he's like, I can give you this, blah, 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 blah. And she able to get out of there. And, like I say, together, like, it's some type of conspiracy thing going on. Something ain't right. They up there messing with people. I don't know what all this is, but something just ain't right. So, they, like I said, end up going, to a church, which is, I don't know who the minister is, but David Allegreer is playing the preacher, okay? And it's one of those things where even that, turns out to be one of their, secret areas where they have this key, but also can be, the thing with religion being used as some type of mind control and use, just like, we have, like, say, the liquor stores or certain areas. They had, he up here talking about it don't matter if you ain't got no money for anything, you ain't got no food, you ain't got nowhere to go, you gotta trust this, you gotta trust that, everything gonna be all right, even if you don't have nothing that's there, you only got 5 seconds to make the decision, everything gonna be all right. So they stay, people up there giving to church, whatever, and they end up, able to stay where they realize they're able to go down again, and now they get more information. They're able to go to bath facilities, and they get workers and get their suits. And then this is when they started to realize about the clones, and see even the preacher that was David Allegreer's character there. And Fonte sees clones of him, and he's trying to shoot at himself because he's like, "You not me." And of course he's frustrated. I think it was another clone. It was just clones. Okay, like they were having a clone special, and I think even Slick even found clones of him, but I don't recall them being any clones of Yo-Yo. Okay, but because, she already mad. And also, too, by around the time, this is when she kept making comments, when she made the comment after the first time I forgot to mention, when to confirm that Fonte, okay, to confirm Slick's story, like Fonte was, how is he still here? And, even though he supposed to be unalive and not breathing no more, she was like, you're not Caleb, you're not Hollow Man, which is a science story, a science movie about being invisible and experimentation, I guess, as well. But I've never seen that film, so I wouldn't know that one. But, and also about Nancy Drew, because they end up also later on have to go to Yo-Yo's grandmama's house, which I noticed, like, certain people, which is like the moms of grandma's house, I think we never have seen, like, just like Fonte's mom. And I don't know if that was the same thing with Yo-Yo's grandma, but we didn't see her neither. We didn't hear her voice or nothing, okay? But, like I said, they go back and they see these clones. And they end up, y'all, like I said, like just later on, they end up getting out of there, And they able to go through the slot this time, which happened to be in a strip club. They go out the strip club, outrage and in there. And, they got a DJ who, like I said, is, Caucasian as well. And I swear he had a bob throw. And, to distract people, they started to play the Mind Control song. Again, another Mind Control to Rufus. Like I said, on their way over before they got the damn chicken, y'all, they again was playing the Mind Control music. And even when he knew the whole everybody was hypnotized, except, once they're Slick and Fonte and Yo-Yo were able to get out of that place, they, get the hell out of there, and then, and they were like, okay, basically like to everybody, because even, the DJ knew everybody's mind control after he got the orders. He was like, you know what? Since y'all feeling this mind control music, y'all get them. So they trying to leave. They get somebody's car out the parking lot, but they don't go too far. And everybody in the club is after them. It was almost like a horror movie soon. They were about to get them. And then everybody just stop. And who pulls up is Nixon, which is Keith Sullivan's character. 24-hour dude. And a guy that looked like he had used like somewhat of nice flat S-curl, but looks like the so-called professional version of Fonte, who does not say a word throughout this film the little time that he is there, okay? He just sent there to be like, ooh, do this, do that. So Yo-Yo tries to pull a gun on him, because we like, like, you on some BS. Because, Nixon decides to tell them, like, this place is quiet. Yeah, we got corporations in Los Angeles and all this other darn stuff, whatever. But at the same time, he like this, the Glen, which I don't know exactly where it's at. I don't know if it's like Midwest or whatever, because I know Yo-Yo wants to go to Memphis and was trying to start her life over in Memphis, Tennessee, I think. He's like, this is a place where we have suspicions to keep peace. And it's like, to me, I felt like he felt like peace in order to study it so they can make it peaceful for the white folks. Because I think that's the only race and ethnic group and race was white people, the peace to keep it together. But this place is quiet where we do our spirits and try to keep everything together and blah, blah, blah. And, y'all messing it up, whatever. So, like I said, Yoda try to put a gun. He ends up able to say a certain phrase, Optimus Prime. No, Optimus Black. Sorry, y'all. I was thinking about Transformer, the main good character. Optimus Black, or Black Optimus. And because there's even still mind control about them, he was able, Slick can't do nothing. Everybody just standing there. And he's able to get, like, Fonte to flip on Yo-Yo. And he's like, basically like, you're nothing. You're hard to cover. Even though they need black, use and need black women, in this world. He's basically like, yo, you're nothing but a 304. You know what I'm saying? You're nothing. You a thought. You ain't shit. What? We come dime a dozen. Because they, question about why they're making all these clones. Like I said, they're trying to keep everybody together and study how people are and blah, 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 and all this other bullshit. So they turn, but eventually they stop it where, because Fonte was about to turn, the sun, rhymes with the word that starts with G, on himself. But basically to prove like how much control they had. And then he was like, next time I'll have Chester over here take care of you in life. You try some ish again, whatever. Now, you either take option that you try it and you ain't gonna make it. Ain't gonna be no clones of your ass. Or maybe it is, maybe not. Or it's like, choose like, let it be and let it go. Okay? So, the next day, Fonte is just over it. Slick and Yo-Yo, even try, I think, like, trying to even ask him, or I think evenly Slick, like, are you sure that you want to give up? Because Fonte, next day he's like, I just want to give up. Yo-Yo is like, why? That's being, meow, meow, wussy. I'll say it like that for you to even do that. Because Fonte now is like, I got clones, it's no purpose. I might just continue to be this stereotype. Okay. And give up. Slick around this time is less on this girl's goal on supposedly a pilot, and he ain't got any of his girls up. But I get girls at the moment or kind of discontinue. But like I said, they're starting to put two together. And Fonte around this time, y'all, he wants to talk to his mom. Okay, and he's like, Mom, do you want a sandwich? Again, Jocelyn's like, or whatever her name is. Oh, no, I'm good, blah, blah, blah. He's like, come, Mom, can you please, are you sure? No, I'm fine, blah, blah. He goes in there, y'all. It's a mother, he kicks in the door. It's a mother effing plucking tape recorder. recorder, old school tape recorder, if that. Like I said, they probably, who knows if it's like 2023 at this time, or even is later that time, but it's just, that thing, like, kind of like not, the mother's present but not present, or not having emotional connections, also maybe what they're researching on. So he mad as heck. Go see Slick, whatever. There's another character, Bibby, and I remember her just based on how she had all pink. Y'all, if y'all know me, the last couple of years, I usually wear my pink braids and be on pink and more in pink the last couple of years. But can't wait till I get my braid back. So anyway, Bibby spots Baby actually spots a yo-yo sitting there looking like Carmen Sandiego. And here go Baby is like, oh my gosh, it's like, no, where you going looking like Carmen Sandiego? Because I guess she had this whole report, y'all. That's how intelligent she was. Like I said, besides the study of Nancy groups, she's been up here, had a report, and the presidential SUB picked her ass up. Not the president itself, but they ended up picking it up because, I don't know, they probably would have seen Yo-Yo anyway, because already they're watching. They're paying attention to watching and everything. So they got her, and Bibby, like I said, Bibby was trying to get, but anyway, like I said, so Slick, like I said, when Slick and Fontaine meet up with Slick, they realized put two together. I haven't seen Yo-Yo. No, we haven't seen Yo-Yo. So they realized, damn, they got her. But to make a confirmation, when they go say to Biggie, it's like, you left me alone. You weren't pimping on your pimping, Slick. And they had to give Bibby a little money and to help set up whatever. And she's like, okay, then, they got her. She around the corner, skirt, they got her, blah, blah, blah. I seen her. And next minute, she ain't there. So they put two together. They got, Nancy got her in one of their little control rooms, but they got the little so-called scrubs up and observating. They got two men fighting next one, and they play certain music, states her command. Like I said, that type of stuff. And he was like, oh, Nixon back in the lab was like, oh, you thought you was slick, whatever, but we gonna take care of your ass. But you thought you was slick, trying to get to, trying to take care of what we were trying to get wrong. Kudos to you, bitch. That's pretty much all what they could have said. And she like, y'all can kiss my entire ass. Okay? So, they gotta have a plan to get down there. So it's like, end up talking Fonte. Once they put two together, they got her and they trying to rescue Yo-Yo. They's like, Slick just kept it real. Was like, you ain't gonna like this, but I got a plan. So they kind of go back and forth where they show kind of the future before the past, before the present. And, like I said, this is going to be the best of my ability. Also because it is, like I said, you kind of have to watch the film yourself. Maybe even if you want to a couple times. I mean, like I said, not only because it's a decent film, but because it is like, some back and forth stuff and some stuff like, wait a minute. Or what they call people, sometimes some people say like the Easter eggs or gems, you may not notice. So, Fonte goes to the same dude that he broke his arm. Oh, did he finally get some aspirin? Because, Fonte hurt his leg quite a bit from, I don't know how many days ago that this has occurred. But he gave some money just to give the Isaac, let him know, like, oh, that's a part, that he wants to meet up with him. Isaac, like, once Fonte meets up with him, like, you got a lot of nerves coming here, or whatever, and he's, you ain't supposed to be, sleeping with some fishes. And he's like, no, he basically want to keep peace, blah, blah, blah. So Isaac ends up pew, 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 pew Fonte. And they end up, of course, they dump Fonte on the side of the road. I don't know if it's near the trap house or whatever. And then getting him. Okay. And I forgot to mention, too, beforehand, it was another scene before we get to this point, that he was talking to Junebug. And Junebug might be possibly a clone of Ronnie, but not a complete clone of his brother that passed away. Because they both said to each other, and Fonte finally laughed when he was bringing up about SpongeBob again. And he was like, you know what? This is one time when SpongeBob was like this. It was like boom. It was like bam. And he was like zam. And he was like pow. And he made them laugh because they both said they remind each other of somebody that they know. So that might be another clue too. But anyway, y'all, let me go fast forward because sorry y'all that I be remembering stuff sometimes, writing whether I write notes or not in the thing. And I'm like already like, damn, you about to be the longest darn movie. Which to warn y'all, the movie's almost like 2 hours. Yeah, it's enjoyable, but it's quite a watch. Okay, maybe consider people some a miniseries. So, anyways, y'all, um, they take him to the lab and they got him there. And then when nobody's there, Fonte opens his eyes and gets up. Then they show the plan where they, like I said, after talking to Bibby, they come up with a plan. Whereas, Slick, these might have been Slickers, but Bibby is, I think, giving some service, some a hand clap to make a plan with Isaac and some money about setting up a plan to basically work together, take down, they're making clones. We gotta shut this ish down. Okay, whatever, right? And then we get also Fonte being talked to from another one of the the ladies of the sex workers getting service from her to talk about the plan as well. So Isaac actually they talk confirmed they made a plan because Isaac didn't actually pew him to be unalive. It was hit him in the shoulder. Okay, hit him with the shoulders. And so he's in there and they trying to find out what's going on, take people out. And then Isaac gets the crew and, along with Sid, and they end up going, I think, to the liquor store. Again, it looked like a bootleg ass Bros, whatever in there. And he's like, you know what, can't you point me to, the secret ass elevator? Me and my boys were, the whole liquor store is full of people like, we about that life. So when they down there, he ends eventually, they got Yo-Yo. And like they put her down, and here's the punishment: they trying to straighten her hair with that creamy crack in that woman's hair. Just as I'm like, no, okay. But eventually, like I said, we got Fonte, and they getting. I think they put some suits on, getting really I think, getting rid of people and, stuff like that they need to. They eventually Slick got, after they boys, they up here taking people out. Boom, 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 pow, pow. One dude, whatever, on the phone, he trying to set up an underground party, whatever. You're going to be here to try. I'm underground, whatever. You about to break, Keisha and all them down here. And just a lot going on. And Fonte, gets rid of this person, get rid of this person. But he ends up eventually getting Chester. Chester, like I said, is like, the muscle, literally. He don't say nothing. He attacks Fonte, but he ends up dragging him to this room. And it turned out there's a guy who looks familiar to Fonte, but he looks like, a older version of Fonte in a lab coat. And then you see at least 5 different look like clones in their boxes or tube chests, whatever they call. And they start off from the metalline where it's a chocolate color and they end up to a white color. Okay. And so at the same time, Slick and, is having a battle out with Yo-Yo. They had like these cute, gold pews, but eventually they run out of, of woodies, I'm going to call them. And, next is all saying, like I said, is, this and that, talking smack as usual, blase. But like I said, they've been doing a lot of stuff now. Surprisingly, y'all, I never read the book, but I did see, I don't know, I was just curious because I've been hearing a lot about it. It was a movie several years ago called Clockwise Oil. So some of the spirits where they forcing some white people some black people to like condition them to certain situations. They use a certain machine to keep their eyes open. It's like I said, they play certain music. They watch how they act, how they form, just all this other ish. Even how the way we eat. But the Fonte that turns out to be that's a clone of Fonte. And before they had gotten where they got the crew and stuff, I forgot to mention, of course, I had to remember. It turns out that when Fonte, was back the next day or say got back out the streets when they collected after Isaac, them did this stage thing. Bibby ends up and Slick take this, which turned out to be a clone of Fonte. They end up, putting him, like tie him up and stuff because that wasn't the Fonte that they been with, whatever. I don't know how they do their clones and stuff. I mean, this is a fictional ass movie, whatever. But so the end of y'all, with Tafante, who obviously became a scientist. He did lose Ronnie and stuff like that. They never mentioned anything about the mom or any of those, but he made a deal with this company to keep the peace. They always say about keep the peace, but does peace only occur if it's aligned? Because, also Nixon said in a scene earlier about America was even an experiment. But it's the peace does it has to be like certain amount of segregation and to make a perfect white person, like I said, it's just so many questions you can ask about it. Because he was saying, with Ronnie, but that's what I'm saying is, to me, I could have sworn that Junebug was a version of Ronnie, and he was saying like, oh, I made clones of you, and they mentioned, like I said, they have several different locations of them everywhere, okay? And a long story short, he was just like, whatever, and because Cheshire's still right there, and he was just letting him know, like, I made a deal, I wanted peace, but I didn't keep the memories of you, as that, but to keep like in certain positions, but to keep, which can be considered systematic racism alone, to keep certain positions alive, of stereotypes, to see how they observe. Like I said, Fonte sells oranges. He's a dealer. Okay. And then not only that, not only he's a dealer, whatever, it happens to be where Yo-Yo ends, like I said, they keep making clothes and slicks, whatever, to study stereotypes, to observe like their animals or, guinea pigs or lab rats or whatever in this environment. And so Fonte ends up at this time when Slick, Nick can get, the other scene gets Slick bricks, and Yoda's trying to say like he's the best and blah blah blah. And Slick, which like I said, obviously was a clone that was working with Yo-Yo for a second, which which they did some plan, did some stuff, whatever. Ta-da! They end up getting Nixon, because Slick came out of nowhere, must have switched up with a clone that was already made of him. Okay, whatever. And Yo was like, thank God's gun. And Fonte, get rid of this darn, person that's, said, yes, a master to this madness. He ends up saying Optimus Black, y'all. Forgive me, y'all. And he's like, that don't work on me. First, Mr. Fonte, the lab / I backtrack people, just to do the experiment in which I don't know, maybe if he did this so with his brother to try to make him perfect, after the, what happened to him, or, maybe thinking because he was black, it wouldn't have happened to him if he was in this environment, if he was black, or he was this, if his hair was perm, if he did this, I don't know. But anyways, Fonte was like Optimus Black, and he was like, yeah, I may not be a clone, but Chester is, the muscle mule. And so he got rid of Fonte right there to get out. They free all these clones, and the next day they all working around, everybody happy, they're in line, whatever. And I was like, yeah, we they, like I said, it's a truce, so it's peace. And Slick, Fonte, and Tyrone decide maybe they're going to go to Memphis, whatever. They got all these clones coming up, and, people are trying to be there for people. Of course, all these clones is like, who is whatever. Like I said, it was more clones, at least what I've seen, of men than women, even though, like I said, they need black women, whatever, so forth. And so it makes it seem like it's the ending credits real quick, right? And then they were like, hey, clone Tyrone, usually like black exploitation film or something like that. But then you wake up, and it's a slightly different looking Fonte, and got like the tattoo teardrops, whatever. And you could tell it's LA, or I think they say LA. So he doing the kind of the same things like Fonte was, exercise with the weights and stuff in front, like, but this time it's in front of the house and stuff like that. He getting the malt liquor with this little scratch off and stuff like that. And then they on the, they watching TV on some of his boys, whatever, blase. And they look, and they like this, like, man, they're like clones, whatever. And then this one is actually named Tyrone. So we find Tyrone after this occurs. And then it ends with Erykah Badu's remake of the song. And so, like I said, they cloned Tyrone. So I don't know if Monte was the original version. And like I said, spread it out. But they're still cloning, doing all these experiments. And that is one of my long-ass reviews of the movie. But it was, like I said, it was a decent ass film. You stay long enough and want to listen to the last like 5-6 minutes where I'm talking about the website and when the Easter egg should go. If not, thank you if you listen so far or listen to anything. Hugs and loves. I hope you enjoy, and I definitely will see y'all in the next one. Like I said, if I give it a grade, I would give it actually surprisingly an A. I was entertained. I don't know. I may even watch the game with other people, but like I said, even for that to be economy / sci-fi joint, thank y'all and good night. The website Screen Rant. I'm not about if y'all about to. I'm not about to pronounce this journalist's author's name that was published 3 days ago, but I will spell the first name Dhruv. Last name starts with an S, ends with an A. Okay, now the title is, okay, like I said, this is already spoilers review, so if you stayed for the review or wherever I put this part in, then one of the main characters was Yo-Yo, keeps calling, Yo-Yo keeps calling everyone Kevin Bacon in They Clone Tyrone. Yo-Yo keeps calling everyone Kevin Bacon and They Clone Tyrone, making it hard not to ponder the implications of the reference in the movie story. Okay, these are summaries, little bullet points. They Clone Tyrone features sci-fi Easter eggs like Yo-Yo's hilarious Kevin Bacon references, leading the story of Bacon's Hollow Man character, which I never seen that movie. The show gradually reveals a grand conspiracy involving cloning and mind control experiments similar to the themes in Hollow Man. The film also includes other sci-fi Easter eggs, including cue marks reminiscent of John Carpenter's films, references to Nancy Drew and black exploitation movies of the 70s. Warning, this article contains major spoilers for Netflix. They Clone Tyrone. Okay. The Netflix They Clone Tyrone features several sci-fi Easter eggs, of which the most hilarious is one Yo-Yo keeps calling everyone Kevin Bacon. Here is what it means. Set in a neighborhood called the Glen, They Clone Tyrone initially follows the day-to-day snags of a D-boy, D-Dilla, Fontaine, so complained pimp named Slickback. I meant to say pimp named Slick, not Boondocks, and a sex worker, Yo-Yo, or an S-worker named Yo-Yo. However, things take a mysterious turn when Fontaine gets unalived by a rival one night and somehow returns the next day. Fontaine, Slick, and Yo-Yo set to unravel the mystery behind Fontaine's unaliving in return. They gradually unravel a grand conspiracy that lurks underneath their neighborhood. While walking through mystery solving misadventures, They Clone Tyrone allows audiences to become armchair detectives like 3 main characters. It gradually moves the tapestry around this overarching conspiracy, and even towards this ending moments establish that there is more to the world of there is more to the world of They Clone Tyrone than meets the eye. In all its mysteries, experiences, conspiracies, They Clone Tyrone drops several pop culture references, and with one being direct nod to Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man. Okay, how Kevin Hollow Man connects to They Clone Tyrone story. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to see if there's anything else on here. I guess that might have been it, y'all. But that's all I'm going to say, because I don't. They Clone Tyrone. I don't see nothing else on here. But just to give a little backstory about it with like the Easter eggs. Okay, which I barely even know. Okay. Oh, okay. I thought now I finally pants. Okay, how it connects to the movie Kevin Bacon, how the story connects around. First, the Kevin Bacon reference, they clone Tyrone, appears when Fantasia she saw on the night of his unaliving. Jokingly, Leo asks him if he's Kevin Bacon, implying that she obviously saw him because he is not invisible like Kevin Bacon, Hollow Man character. Later in They Clone Tyrone, Yo-Yo asks Nixon if he is Kevin Bacon when he discloses that they are a part of a grand cloning and mind control experiment. This time around, her Kevin Bacon reference seems to have a deeper meaning. Okay, that's the interviews. Kevin Bacon's Hollow Man is a cautionary tale that pushes boundary. Okay. Oh, this is a bunch of this. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay, this I guess it's Okay, here's another one Easter eggs. I might as well go ahead. A part of the Hollow Man's Kevin Bacon reference, they Clone Tyrone features several other sides of Easter eggs. For instance, the elevator scene in the Netflix movie First Arc has cigarette burns, aka Q marks, at the corner of the screen, directly calling back to expected commonly visible in several John Carpenter movies. The cigarette burn is also referenced to films from the 1930s, which reels were sliced together in using cigarettes, leaving black mark on top of the corner. While the real slicing does not require cigarettes in modern movies, the Q mark is often used in films like They Clone Tyrone to suddenly hint a dramatic change in the story or tone. They Clone Tyrone also direct nods to the Nancy Drew novels, especially Hidden Staircase, which has a movie adaptation. In the 2-hour runtime, They Clone Tyrone also features subtle references to Clockwork Orange. Not surprisingly, I actually have seen that movie, y'all. The Clockwork Orange in that movie. Scooby-Doo. That would have got way for was with the Melanie Kids. And many other of his stories seamlessly draw parallels with the black rotation movies of the 1970s. Okay. Woo, okay, we ain't about to slide and we ain't about to talk to the Barbie this one. Okay, that's it for that extra bonus.
Erykah Badu, probably my favorite of the Easter eggs. Erykah Badu re-recorded Tyrone for us. She doesn't say call Tyrone. She's saying they clone. The verses have been edited ever so slightly to allude to mind control and whatnot. It's the credit song, so stay for a little while if you like Erykah Badu, and there'll be a little treat for you.